Hey, 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 welcome back to the Virgo channel. I am really sorry. I'm like 12 minutes late. Um, had a little bit of issues with my internet. So my apologies. I hate when I go on late. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message today for Virgo. Know that energy fluid. Rose could be reversed. Interpret the message as the best resonates. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but I take the time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. That's really important when you're dealing with someone that wears a lot of masks, creates a lot of illusions. So someone wrote in my comment bar, so I'm just going to read it. And it says, she's evil for real, trying to use all kinds of magic to really harm me and block my vision so that I won't see what she was doing. Kind of shook. Somehow I got stronger after each blow. Just now understanding what all this was about. So I'm feeling like understand magic only works if you're open to it. You have to again be open. So a lot of times people say, "Oh, that connection is still there. Like my person hasn't talked to me in so long, but I still feel their energy on me." Well, you have to be open to actually feel that energy. And the issue is that soul relationships are any ones that the universe brings to you. So every soul relationship has is karmic because every situation teaches, every relationship teaches you, right? And so when we are with somebody that's a karmic mate, it keeps us in stuck in a lower vibration. When we are again with a person that's actually balanced for us, we can feel it, that there's actually a feeling to it. Most people try to make things work that don't work. They say, oh, it worked at one time. Now all of a sudden it doesn't, because a lot of times people are dealing with people that don't really know what they want. Now, I don't know why I'm saying this, but we're going to see. Hey, um, Lars and Uthapa, how's everybody today? All right. Now, if you're new to my channel, know that again, I dive deep within the reading. So the readings are a little bit longer. They have a therapy style to them. You can ask me questions. Might not answer them while I'm channeling, but after I will. Also know I'm hanging in there, and also know that anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you can find in the description box. And if you're someone that is interested in healing, I am soon to be unveiling a big project that I've been working on. I'm going to leave the link in the comment bar. Also, you will find it in the description box if you want to be the first to get notified. It's something that I'm really excited about. I feel like it's transformational when it comes to healing. It's something that I've utilized, something that I've poured my heart and soul into. It's like you said, and if you want to check it out, again, the link will be in the description box. All right. Let's check out the word of the video. Now, the word of the video, for those of you that don't know, it's just the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. People wear masks. People create facades. People that need healing, are the ones that do that. They overcompensate, undercompensate within their behaviorisms to create the illusion. So we'll see what is the word of the video. And the word of the video is negativity. Negativity. So I feel like someone is in separation from you. I don't know why I felt this. I don't know why I made to laugh, but it's like you're connected to someone. Again, this knowing, this wisdom is that higher wisdom. We see the sacred geometry and we see the dove. It's again spiritual connection. However, it's like this person is not wishing you well. I see that they're on a lower vibration, and there's a part of this person that they're in regret for how they treated you, but they don't want to really admit that they're in regret and they're in grief. It's mainly because they're disgusted with themselves. So they're vibing at a very low vibration, and there's a sense that they want to be able to justify why things didn't work out. So if you're having a good old time and life is working out for you, well, then they can't they can't justify why they were, a jerk. And then they're stuck in that energy of disgust, which understand spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings people into our lives to make us change, to make us heal. So past life does not, karmic mate doesn't mean that this person, it doesn't mean that they don't love. They do love. That's what it looks like. It's that it's just full of wounds, and it's full of behaviorisms from those wounds that actually make this person act very childish. So like again, there's somebody that's very prideful. I know I already said about the lies and the illusions, which would have been fine, but you can't deal with the disrespect. And that's really what it is. And it's because this person wants to continually elevate themselves. So we're going to look at some of your triggers, and your triggers were, again, lonely. Again, you felt alone in the connection. So you're like, and that's because I feel like this person emotionally couldn't give you anything. It's like they wanted to hold on, but they don't want to give enough. So you didn't feel safe on an emotional level, and all because of an apology. I feel like you told this person how you felt. You tried to lay certain boundaries, and they got triggered. They wanted to be able to treat you how they wanted to treat you. And you're like, no, there's boundaries. It's because it's doing more harm to me than good with you attached. But they didn't want to, like, again, take responsibility for how they treated you, because they didn't want to look at their behavior. See, that's what this connection, what I keep seeing, is that this person is continually being made to look at their own behavior, which is what spiritual connections are. And again, made you feel undervalued. So, I mean, I always like to look at those, because no one should be able to make you feel any which way. So feeling undervalued, again, lonely, disrespected, all those things tell you already that the relationship's imbalanced. So giving to a relationship that does that, it's obviously, you can't make a person treat you differently, even if they started off to treat you this way. It's like, I'm afraid of commitment, which says everything about what I'm saying. Like, this person would like to keep you on the hook, but they didn't really want to give you what they needed to. Now, as we get older, there's a lot of people that have commitment issues, right? As again, commitment says more about that person than you. I only say that because this is a healing channel. So to understand how you're contributing to the dynamic that's playing out, and why are you attracting a person that essentially is not giving you anything, making you feel undervalued? Why would that happen? It's like, I say that because your healing requires you to integrate the spiritual lesson, so you can break the karmic cycles that keep this type of experience from continuing to play out within your life. Our story isn't over yet. And that's the real problem. It's like, this person, even though no matter how many times you guys break up or get into a fight, they can feel the connection. So they're like, I don't really believe that it's over, which makes them feel like they don't really have to apologize. They don't have to take responsibility, where you're like, you're ruining the connection. It's like, it's creating a lot of intimacy issues because it makes you feel undervalued. And so then it creates a lot of fights, arguments, and conflict. And that's why this person, again, is afraid of commitment. Now, I always like to look and see what has transpired, but I also do want to see what this person feels now. Like, because now that you're in separation and they are in regret, because they do see how they treated you, has there any change? Has they done any reflection? When we're talking, things just come out of my mouth, and afterwards I'm not even sure why I said them. So I feel like this person is somebody that has a real hard time, like, being transparent, letting people in, but you feel very comfortable to them. There are messages being exchanged through music and movies. Listen carefully. So again, if this person, like, again, sees you, feels you, and that's because the universe is always conspiring to bring, this person awareness to what they need healing. And really what they need healing is themselves, believe it or not. See, when we have a relationship, we're connected to someone that has feelings for us but doesn't know how to give to us. We're manifesting that. Well, again, there is messages that we need to learn also, because we're the ones that are manifesting that. So it's like what I feel like again is the universe does have its hand in this. So this is why it's confusing. You're like, I feel like there's a soul's connection. Well, there is, but then how come this person isn't doing anything? Well, they're not doing anything because they're in the healing process. Part of the healing process is that you trigger them. It creates awareness. Then they have to figure things out. So again, not really until the person learns a spiritual lesson do they are they able to really cut that psychic cord. Like you're always going to feel that person's connection, because it doesn't mean that they don't have emotion or feeling towards you. It's just what happens is with triggers that aren't healed, they turn very negative, because it's like they create anger. They're like, we get triggered, and it's like stubbing your toe in the same place over and over and over again. After a while, you would pick up the table that you stubbed your toe on and you would throw it out the door. You wouldn't care. You just would be like, I just don't want it around. And that's like why I said this person is like, I have feelings for you. But again, it makes them feel very uncomfortable. It's like they would rather almost have you fail than to actually have to come and be transparent to you. And that again, the spirit has a hand in this relationship, because they're seeing signs and synchronicities, so they can try and shut it off all they want. Now you may say, oh, because of me. Well, spirit is utilizing you, and they're using you because they do have an emotional connection to you. That doesn't mean that they're emotionally intelligent. That's why this person didn't apologize. But they're cocky. Like I feel like we're still connected, because they're still feeling. Yeah, because you still have feeling and understand. They can feel that you're mad, but it's almost like, well, if you're mad or you're happy, it doesn't matter. You're still focused on me. It's like I wouldn't be able to have that effect on you. And that's how this person plays games and keeps you on the hook. It's like, because there is a spiritual connection. So, and I can see why you would be like, well, all I do is ask for an apology, and you don't want to do that. But understand, this is part of this person's awakening process. 1111 is that, like, they have to go through that process, and now they have to dive deep within themselves. It says here, I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality, meaning I'm the one that's creating this. Why did I do this? Like, why am I in a relationship with somebody that I really had feelings for, but I won't, like, but I damage the connection. It's like this person sees it and they're like, well, it's like, I know that I also have to think positively, like this connection can fix itself or work itself out. However, are you thinking that? And most likely they can feel like you're not thinking that. And that's, again, triggering this person. But nevertheless, it's triggering this person to go inward, which is what the relationship is supposed to do. Greetings, Miss G. Again, here we see it again. I'm seeing synchronicities like your name or 111 and working out what they mean. So it's, again, making this person move into the spiritual realm. So we're not seeing actually anything play out like physically, like this person's not calling you, they're not doing anything, but a lot is happening internally. They needed to awaken to, I guess, like a lot of like how they themselves sabotaged the connection, why they would do what they would do. Like they did things that would actually sabotage the connection instead of awaken, like, again, bring you closer together. When they wanted a relationship, they obviously like you. They don't know how to have you in their life without creating some weird dynamic. like to try and control. But the thing is, when you're doing that, you're emulating what you think you want, and that's not embodying what you really want. So the thing is, this person's not consistent, and they seem to be all over the place. And but I could see how that would make you feel, but it's really everything is about what this how imbalanced this person is. I feel like they're very logical, analytical, and the irony is the universe is actually getting involved in this person's life to like teach them, show them, and that's because they get to a place, we get to a place where we finally surrender, where this person likes to control everything and think negatively, but they're not, they're looking through a wounded perception of who they are. So again, they're not going to give the way that they should. They're not going to be able to receive or hear you or do anything and not realize. But everyone has to start somewhere. What we are experiencing is a part of a large collective clearing. Don't feel alone because others are healing too. So uh, it's like you feel like you're connected to this person, almost like I can be with this person later. And that's, I feel like, because there's a part of you that hasn't determined it yet. You have free will to choose. However, is this a divine connection? Yes. However, this person needed so much healing. They needed a clearing. And yes, you did do your part. You had to stand your ground. You had to, again, like, not put up with it. You had to, again, give this person exactly what they didn't want in order for them to like look at their behavior. The otherwise they wouldn't do it. We are alchemists. We are transform fear into love and shadow into light. It's again, Spirit keeps saying that's this type of relationship. It's like you don't really see like anything that's happening like on the outside, and you're like, okay, they're not doing shit. It's like, but why is this? Why does this person have a connection to me? And it's like because you impact them. And you may say, but they're not doing anything. Well, this person is at a very low vibration. They don't have confidence. You can see they don't have confidence. So part of them, like I said, like does things to like trigger you to get a reaction, doesn't give and overcompensate, over either undercompensates or overcompensates, isn't consistent. You feel like creates some illusions, but all that is saying is how that person feels about themselves. The fact that it's awakening triggers inside you says something about you. But this person, nevertheless, is like, it amazes me I feel like there's a lot of chemistry, and that you feel like this person feels that you understand them, but understand them mainly from like really like feeling it, because it says here, it amazes me when we say the same thing at the same time or finish each other's sentences. Maybe if they are not expressing it, maybe they're thinking it in their mind as you're saying it, or vice versa, that this person is realizing that they have a lot more in common with you than they thought. Again, their first reaction, I feel like, was they were a dumpster fire. It's like now that their relationship is separate, this person is awakening, and they're awakening to like, what do I want? And part of that is to clear the old programs, and the old programs were just created from ancestral karma and the horrible relationships that they created from not healing their ancestral karma. So the divine has gotten involved with this connection. And it's not a logical one. It's one where this person can't logic it because they're very smart and they would logic it. It's more like it's a knowing. It's an internal wisdom where it's like, I know that we're connected. I know that we're going to figure it out. This is what this person is so sure of. Now, that doesn't mean that it's true. And the universe doesn't really care whether it's true or not, believe it or not. The universe only cares that we evolve back into our natural state of unconditional love. We all have free will. However, would this be a divine like connection? Yeah, this would be a divine connection because it's again, this person is changing. The situation is being caused by the both of us. Look at your own role in the situation to help us change it. So again, it's the dynamic of the relationship, but I feel like that could be like you being as emotionally opened. Like there's a part of you that's like, well, you're not very transparent with the way that you feel about me, so I'm not really going to show you anything either. So this person is very insecure and it activates their insecurity, but it's again, they're also triggering you where it's bringing up your insecurity. And meanwhile, you're like, they don't think that I have insecurity though, and they don't think that you have insecurity, and that's the issue because they're so busy focused on themselves. They feel inadequate. So, and that's the irony. Again, a spiritual block is that it's like, I like you, I would want to, have a relationship with you, but I don't really believe that I'm worthy of that. It's again, and the nervousness and the anxiety and how they perceive and read in and try to manipulate the environment. And it is tiresome. It's exhausting and exhausting for that person, but it's exhausting for the person that's connected to them because it's like you'll be sitting there like waiting. We need to wait for divine timing. Timing is healing our wounds and creating the perfect conditions for our reunion. So again, the divine has its hand in this. I told you that before. Now, it doesn't really matter whether or not you choose to be with them or not. You have free will. However, if you were to choose to be with this person, it would be divine time, meaning this person wouldn't have any spiritual blocks. You wouldn't either. You'd be in a good place, like, which is not codependent, being able to take care of yourself financially, happy with friends, having more of a life, being more balanced, ready to step into your divine essence. And this person, again, because remember, you're not getting your twin flamed already healed. People like, well, a perfect relationship. No, it's not. It's one that's going to trigger the shit out of you because the person's on a low vibration and the way that they handle things is different. The way that they look at things is different. They're not emotionally intelligent. So no, it's a very hard relationship because it's one that awakens every wound within inside of you. What I see here is that this person wasn't even like, it was almost like they needed to go through an initiation to get to the twin flame level. Like, are you seriously ready to evolve into a higher state of consciousness? Okay, well, then you have to do all this. You have to do your own healing. And if you want this person, you have to hold your ground and not sway. And you may say, well, I wanted it then, but I might not want it then now. Wouldn't matter. The person would still have received their karma and they would still have evolved up. I'm realizing this connection is something special and worth treasuring, which I understand as this person would heal internally, that it would actually build intimacy. Intimacy is trust. My life is getting better because I'm connected to someone that's on a higher vibration. And that's the thing, this person normally is not with people that are on a high vibration. It doesn't like their life normally. And with this connection, they can't control it. Remember, the divine is the one that's actually navigating the relationship, which is really difficult a lot of times for both twins because both twins are impatient and they need healing. They've been abandoned a lot of times. And remember, the twin helps transmute wounds. So you're not getting a person that's like full of clear. No, you're getting like the person that's really wounded, and you're there to help them transmute that energy. Even if you are like a karmic mate, you're there to teach, to learn. Like there's a bigger, higher calling, which when a person gets better in their life is better. But again, there's a safety in how you feel to them that's not logical. They can't explain it. They wouldn't be able to because it's again of the spiritual realm. But then they're like, again, would then logically try to look for a problem. They can't find a problem. And then what they say is, well, my life is actually gets better It's again, they're growing intimacy. That's what, again, the divine does. How do you think we'd be able to transmute our spiritual blocks of intimacy, which is trust? Person would just never be able to heal. It's like, it doesn't mean that this person's not doing the work. They're doing the work. That's why it's a hard friggin' relationship. It's not a good relationship. It's a triggering relationship. But there's a lot of love. There's a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of, and that emotion needs to be channeled. You show up in my dreams and it helps me process buried memories. Again, like all past life, karmic mates, and a twin flame is no different. All for the purpose of healing. I'm not happy. Karmic behaviors or situations are playing a role in what's happening with me, and it's hard for me to see a way out, which they do get out, but that's part of the awakening experience. A person doesn't automatically change on their own. You have to know that there's an ego death, and again, where the person like is really uncomfortable, and it forces them to change because they weren't changing on their own. That's why. So the divine will always come in, the universe will always come in and collect its due. It's like, are you still in the same place doing the same thing? Okay, well, I'm gonna like fuck your shit up, so that you have to like change. Healing doesn't feel good. And it's like, but grow, grow. But what's happening with the continually disrespect, my heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. So they might have like again started a connection with you and then stopped and went back to an old like a connection, or again, it's just this person's very influenced by people around them, or it's just their own negativity from their own experiences that they've gone through. Nevertheless, it's like nothing would heal this situation except for a divine counterpart. Our inner guidance is clear, but our ego is resisting it. So remember, the twin flame relationship doesn't mean that the person doesn't have an ego. They're going to, what takes so long is the fact that the person like has to think about it, and they look first for problems, which is why this person is like kind of like shooting negativity at you now, because it's like, I'm afraid to be with you. I'm afraid to be in a relationship. So I'd rather you not have a good life. I would rather you not be so happy. I would rather you not be, because I'm not really, again, because this person really wants that for you, but it's like, I can't bear like you to go on and me not be with you and then you're happy on top of it. So this is an awakening for this person, that this relationship actually is something real. But it doesn't mean that they don't have an ego. That's why the divine's involved. That's why past life memories are coming up. That's why, like I said, this person's doing the deep dive inside of themselves. But the universe, you see, is in this all through this. It's like we saw at least 4 cards that said that. Again, signs and synchronicities. There was another signs and synchronicities. But then, of course, we had to see a little bit of that ego. I want things my way. I want things again. So the ego doesn't just surrender. I'm walking home to you. I'm not sure where I am on the path, but I am walking it. So again, this person knows that they're coming back to you. It's just they don't really know how, and understand that they want to, but it doesn't mean that they don't get triggered. It doesn't mean that it doesn't bring up feelings of insecurity, feelings of what if that happens again from the past, all those things. So that's really, again, the soulmate past life. I mean, karmic mate, why somebody actually finds you again in the next life, right? It's, again, you didn't pass this test in a previous life. And so I feel like you met this person again in this life and they still were not evolved. But this time it's like they're awakening. to like their divine being. It's like, which we'll always have the opportunity. Every lifetime we have the opportunity to step it up to be the best version of ourselves. But we again have to do the deep dive into self. And like I said, there's always going to be a little bit of resistancy, but the whole point is that this person can't control unconditional love. And that the whole time there's still this knowing, like, I'm still mad at you. I don't like what you do, but I still have that feeling. But I still have that feeling. But I still have that feeling. It's like, why do I have that feeling? Because again, it's like, well, it's time to clear out that old shit that's blocking you from actually perceiving that you can have that love. So again, this isn't a voluntarily thing. This is a thing where spirit says this person wants it on a deep soul's level, and so do you. But again, lessons need to be learned. It's again, without the unconditional love, it can't happen. So the best thing that you could say is, so I have to go through all this aggravation with this person, and what am I supposed to, what was it for me? Because understand you're a mirror of what comes into your life. So this person isn't just learning and evolving and learning to surrender. There were certain spiritual lessons that you needed to learn. That spirit says, hey, that's what the twin flame relationship's about. It's like there's a lot of mirroring of the same wounds, but there's also like different individual wounds. Because again, you're clearing with this person because you incarnated. And you also clear by your perception of what love is. That love is not perfect. Love sometimes is sloppy. Sometimes love is angry. And sometimes love is, that there's so many different versions of love. Thank you, Britt. So that's the key, is to know that it's not a perfect thing, but it's your perfect at the end, So these are your inner child wounds. And I always like to pick those because I feel like the spiritual blocks are where that happens, right? Like it's your inner child wounds, because you're a mirror of what comes into your life. How do you date that first person that hurts you? Did that just happen? You manifested that. Why did you manifest that? Well, everybody has bad relationships. It's not like we don't. However, when it's a karmic theme, it's like, well, everybody seems to treat me this way. Like it's like I see a karmic pattern, like where it's like belittled, like I don't matter. Like everything might be fine, and then when the relationship ends, they just disregard me. Or again, like I have opinions and ideas, and this person like shuts me down. Whatever the inner child wound was, a lot of times we recreate that experience, or that experience, I should say, manifests again. We have a new opportunity to deal with the experience differently. That's why we're getting that experience. Because God says, well, you're me in physical form, which is just unconditional love. There's many different realities that play out at one time. So let's see what you keep doing and what level of consciousness and why. Oh, someone made you again feel like you were small. And if it was inner child cards, well, again, I grew up in an environment that I felt like I was not small, or I had to shrink myself. But we also get gifts. And so there's resilience. Overwhelmed. Let's see, self-love. Suppressed. And laughter. So I'm feeling like the spiritual lesson is about self-love, loving yourself, because we attracted someone here that, is just on a low vibration during that time. And so you're a mirror of what comes into your life. And so I feel like you grew up in an environment that was extremely like overwhelming. And it was overwhelming because emotionally you didn't really get what you need. And also your unfoldment process was like interrupted, where people were telling you all the time, you need to do this, go to this school, go to that school, or you're not smart enough, or you don't have enough, or you don't. It's again, so there was a suppression of who you are, and which you perceived as like belittled, like it didn't matter, like you don't matter. And so how it didn't mean that you didn't give up, you became resilient to what it is. But I feel like there was a lack of laughter, there was a lack of joy, there was a lack of passion. So how do we give ourselves self-love, right? I mean, and how do we heal suppression? Well, and to heal belittled is easy. It's to see yourself in a different environment where people look at you differently. They interact with you differently because the environment made you feel small. Now you say big deal, but the thing is, we have habits and behaviorisms that come from living in an environment where you were belittled, where you would dummy down, where you would again actually suppress your energy. It would actually rob you of your energy. You know, you'd be overwhelmed because you would feel as if you were doing something wrong. And so understand, it's not like you wouldn't get, you'd still get resilience because it's again, you're still forced to go through the situation, but you wouldn't be giving yourself self-love. You would be actually like angry and stressed out, and life is hard. Life is hard when you're a child and you're like, again, feeling that it makes you feel not safe. It makes you feel like you can't connect to anyone on an emotional level. So we always ask, I always ask, why did you attract this situation into your life? If you're a mirror, so again, being just brought up with very dominant people in your environment, and you again having to like not really live from your truth, and then never really finding your truth. So again, the antidote is self-love, to give yourself self-love, because then this way you won't give this person too much. So a lot of times people confuse, like, oh, the twin flames, they were supposed to be my perfect person, they're going to show up for me. Well, guess what, if you have abandonment issues, they are not showing up. It's like they will get in their own way and purposely not show up. That's what it'll feel like. And it's not that they purposely do, but again, this person has come into your life to awaken a wound. So if you felt like, well, I was abandoned, I went through everything by myself, so my twin really should be here to like help me through it. Yes, logically, that makes sense. But is that the reality? No. A lot of times they don't. Or if they show up, they don't show up the way that you want them to. So it's triggering. And because that karmic theme plays out, okay, no one ever shows up for me. Where spirit will say, are you showing up for yourself? It's like, are you looking for someone to give you self love? And like just for you to be you, instead of you just loving you and you doing you. Because when you do you, you are, you know, you're invested in your life in all different areas of your life, so you're connecting on such a deep level and intimately to other people that you don't need anybody to give to you. You're emotionally strong with yourself. You're able to teach a person on how much, you know, that they're allowed to do. Like you're teaching them on how to treat you by how you're treating yourself. You're not saying anything. It's like there's a sense of, again, you're being asked to step into your divine essence and understand. You're going to say, well, that's great, but this person's not mature. And spirit says it doesn't matter what they do. We don't try to change them, we change ourselves, because eventually either that person is going to evolve, like what this person, like once you're out, it's like they evolved into like, wait a minute, what do I want, and started to think. Or if this person wasn't, they'd evolve out of your life and leave room for what you do want in your life. So it's not about the other person, it's about you. Just so happens in this story, this person like acted like an ass in the beginning, very immature, very like, because I feel like they've never had like spiritual connection. They have a lot of baggage. They didn't really know how to heal it. Doesn't really matter. I like to put it in the perception of why, so that you don't take it personally, that you realize that this is this person's wound, but they did come into your life to help heal you so that you can step into your divine counterpart. And that's, in the twin flame relationship, there's a runner, there's a chaser. It's not during the separation period, then there's a lot of separation periods because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done if you're actually getting your twin. That, you got to do a lot of healing on your own. And what we see here is that that's what's happening. And Spirit says, yes, and I'm asking you to give yourself that love, to give yourself something that's going to bring you joy and happiness and fill you. It's again, not make you feel suppressed. Being connected to this person can make you feel suppressed. Don't lose yourself in this person just because there's that connection. It's like you want to, again, be the mirror of what this person needs to look like. That's what a twin does. It's like, and makes you step into the best version of yourself, as I said. So, I mean, you will have free will to choose whether you're in the connection with this person or not. I'll pull just to see in this story. So I feel like there's still like you left a mark on my heart that I won't forget. So I feel like this person, like you still like have a strong feelings towards this person. I feel like you're going to make them prove it, which understand you would have to do anyway to make this, to set the standard. And that teaches you how to ask for what you need, how to set boundaries. Maybe you, again, go into relationships assuming that people are just going to treat you with the kindness and respect that you give people. And it's like, no, you have to teach people. And especially if you grew up where you didn't have it and you dated other people that also didn't pay attention to it, well, then it's a karmic theme that you have to do it yourself, that you have to ask yourself. It's like, I feel like at this point, you're like, if this person doesn't come back soon, you're going to say, I had to move on because I'm not ready to deal with this crap, and I'm also ready to deal with a completely different situation. That's why you would want to move on. You would want to, like, because of this person. That's the thing. It's like, if they don't come to you in a certain time at this point. So again, you have free will to choose, but what it looks like right now is that the clock is ticking. So, and I don't think that this person will make it back in time. So not all the time are you supposed to be with your twin flame either. Sometimes it's that person's karma. Remember, they acted like a jerk in the beginning. And they thought that, that they could act however, and you were always going to be there. So that would also be their karma, that it's like, well, you toyed around with this and you didn't give this connection the honor and the respect that it deserved. And now that you're finally ready to do it, well, guess what? It's like, I feel like you might be like, yeah, you left a mark on my heart. But it's also like, I'll always think about what you should have did, what you could have done. I do have love for you, but it's like, unless you know what you're doing. I'm going to pull one more. I can't admit how deeply my feelings are for you. So it's, again, whether this is your person or you, like at this point. And that could be you, because you're like, you don't show me anything. You want me to show you, but you don't show me anything, so I'm not going to admit anything. And that's why I felt like there was a little bit of that energy before, where it's like, again, the situation is being caused by the both of us, where it's like this person can feel that you're holding back, and you're like, yeah, but they did so much. And Spirit's saying, yes, but you both are, the whole point of this relationship is to alchemize those spiritual blocks from the past. You might not be able to do all of them with this person. It's a collective reading. However, um, that you will definitely be able to transmute a lot of them. And either way, the universe says, well, the connection did its job, because it helped you evolve back to your natural state, which is unconditional love. So now you can attract someone that's more in alignment with who you are today, instead of the trauma of the past, right? Of, again, being with someone that makes you feel small. This person made you feel small. It's, again, because it's like, I don't want to surrender. That's your issue. They wanted to keep you on the hook at this point. It's like, by the time you finally let go, and that's always how it works, because this person, as long as you energetically were connected, they could feel that you were still going to be there, or assume that you were going to be there. Never thought that you were going to let go. Got a little too comfortable. And so at this point, it's like Spirit saying, no, at this point, both of you need to heal what needs to be healed, and either make the relationship work or move on. And I just feel like you're like, well, they have a certain amount of time to do it. And if they don't do it in the amount of time, I'm not going to take them back. Which I don't blame you. And so I always ask Spirit one last thing, that's with this deck, and that's one last message. And that message is, you're welcome, Jay, is positive action. I focus on the beauty in me, and I find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go and entrust to God. So, like what Spirit was saying is, it's like you'd have to move on eventually, because this person's keeping you on the hook, not giving you anything. It's a drain of energy. So again, you take control over what you can take control over, and that's doing things that are going to fulfill you. In this story, it's like this person really feels that they're going to come back, and they said it all through this. That's their whole thing. They just need to heal. And I think that you may not know how you're going to deal with that until that person actually shows up, and if they can prove it to you, which is, you'd have to make them do that anyway to gain your trust back. People can redeem themselves. It's not like they can't. Let's ask, will they redeem themselves? And then I'll let you go, because it's like, I feel like this person really wants to evolve. It's what they want to do. But even if we want to, can they follow through? It's like, this is what you'd have to do. You'd have to automatically make this person come back. And like, where they, well, this is soulmate. So it's, again, this is confirming that this is a soulmate. That makes a person change, right? But it's like, okay, they have the abilities, the resources. They're going to fix it. They're literally going to fix it. They want to fix it. They want to push forward, resolve, improve. Okay, so it's, again, this person wants to. It's not like they don't want to, and they're going to find their way. They don't really know how it's going to be, but it's like they're going to find their way. And that's what healing's all about. It doesn't mean that people know exactly where they're going or what to do. It's that it's a new territory. They have to learn how to be vulnerable. They have to learn to, again, surrender their ego. That's a big deal. Just because a person's a soulmate doesn't mean anything, but just because they're coming back, like I said, it doesn't, their intention is there. And that's what I wanted to see. Is their intention there? Are they going to do the right thing? Are they trying to do the right thing? And it says here, yes, they are. But it's not about that. It's more about you just focusing on you, and again, taking positive action and creating your own life, and that this unconditional love that this person has for you, they'll find their way back. And if you're creating your life and doing what you're supposed to do, you're not going to be angry with this person either, because you'll be like, realize that during the times of separation, you were healing, you were creating, you were exploring, you were finding yourself. Well, you were still holding on to this person, but understand that's for security, for love, is a little bit of codependency, where spirit's saying, I'm trying to make you not codependent. It's like there was a comfort that both you guys had, that spirit, but I need you guys to evolve to where you're both strong within yourself. So again, that can only happen through healing, and both parties have got to want to. The person didn't want to in the beginning. They do want to now. They do want to fix it now. But it took them a while to realize, I guess, who you were, and to find their way. All right, I am going to leave that there. If anyone has any questions, ask me. Now is the time. If you ever hold your peace. Also, again, if you are interested in finding out what my big reveal, my big secret is, the project that I've been working on, I'm really excited about it. Something that I've been pouring my heart and soul into for a really long time. And I actually had to launch something a little while ago, and then I didn't really resonate with some of the people. That some of the people made a few stupid mistakes, and then I was like, they didn't take it as seriously. And now I found the perfect team to work with, and really have I don't know, poured my heart and soul into again, creating healing that's a lot different, and that's fun, and that's I think that we need spiritual hygiene. I think that we need that. I think that we live in a very imbalanced world. We work around imbalanced people. We interact with imbalanced people. You don't have control over what you take in all the time. And we've all been through bad relationships, and all have lost jobs, and all have felt inadequate. And we're not a society that teaches about shadow healing and about healing the effects of trauma. And the problem with that is that if you don't heal from it, you form habits and behaviorisms that are in alignment with that trauma, and you recreate the same bad experiences. So you can actually stop, karmic cycles that keep you in a place of feeling, not loved, or keeping you in a place of shame or victimization. You can, again, transcend your mind, the limitations of your mind, which is what needs to happen when you heal. So again, I've created this big reveal. And if you are interested, just definitely check out the link below. Fill out the link. I'm going to put it in the description box if it's not already there. And I know that it's in the first comment. And just fill it out. And it's free to do so. And you'll be able to talk to one of my people about the big reveal that I'm so excited about. Okay, so what is this? What does it mean if a mysterious man gives you a golden dollar to acknowledge your kindness? He looked like my grandpa. Mysterious man. I don't know. I feel like, again, thinking of your grandpa, you loved your grandpa. There was a softness. I feel like your grandpa was someone that was almost better than your dad, like a person that was, again, very emotionally, so there's a comfort in that. And so, again, I don't know why I feel like maybe money is coming to you, money, you'll get money from some sort of family, something. I feel like it has something to do with that, and I don't know why. Still got it? No, my age is 63. What? Still got what? Your age is 63. What are you talking about? Like your grandfather? That's not what I said. I said that I feel like you're going to get money from someone, but I feel like your grandpa is someone that there was love. Okay, got it, man. Was I can't understand what that the kun got it, man. I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, the mysterious man was your age. I don't think it matters on that. I think that it matters more of the symbolization, the coin. Yeah. So again, the coin represents money, represents something tangible. Gold, the color represents positivity, and again, like abundance. It's like it's not a thing. So I'm going by symbolism, but I don't know. Like again, I think that dreams are something that, first of all, you would need to do a whole, yeah, something good is coming. So I felt like some either money or something tangible again is coming. And something like almost maybe like an inheritance from a person or no, I didn't feel that. No. Why would you feel like it's a like again like a person? Like I just feel like no, I feel like you're moving into a better situation, but I don't really feel like it's a new person. Yes, I know. I know that you were married a long time, and I know that you're separated for a long time. But it's again, I think that part of that, I know that you've been alone, but I think that that's again, sometimes when we really, really, really want it, it's like we don't obtain it. We actually push it away. So it's again that you desire it, but you're not seeing it. So I'm a firm believer that you have to embody what it is that you want. And part of this again is finding yourself again. And we've talked about this, otherwise it just doesn't come. Like, and there's a sense of still like being hurt from your ex, I feel like, obviously. So part of you needs to heal that. And you heal that when you again are since June 7th to the so that I felt like something, yes, like it was good luck, what money. I felt like it was money. I felt like it was something tangible, something worth money, if not money. But yes, that's something positive. See, confirming you got the thumbs up there. I don't do that. I don't know why that does that, by the way. Um, but that is like, yes, I feel like it's positive, moving into more positive times. But I don't know why I just didn't feel like it was a relationship. Yeah, like I mean, I think that that's good news because listen, and that you can travel and do other things with the money, I feel like, and then that would be, you would like be able to manifest something. See, and Jake confirmed it, so that's what we feel like. That's what I feel. All right. Well, like I said, I'm gonna run. Good luck with that. You keep me posted, Annette, on how that works out for you. Thank you, everybody else, for joining me today. And Britt, thank you. To heal my soul, you acknowledge your energy and your light has helped me heal and elevate so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, I love it when people get something out of the readings. I do appreciate you guys, and I'll be on later. I love you guys. Bye.